Welcome to Ascend and Awaken, a life of balance. Today, we uncover the deeper spiritual message beneath the surface of the film A Beautiful Mind. It is not only a story about genius or mental struggle, it is a story of awakening, perception, forgiveness, and healing from within. Because what destroys us is not the world, but the way we perceive it. And what heals us is not control or force, but awareness, compassion, and a shift in how we see. This is what A Beautiful Mind teaches us, if we listen beneath the dialogue. John Nash isn't portrayed as weak. He is brilliant, gifted, innovative, and also deeply lost inside his own thinking. That duality is something we all experience. We can be wise and wounded, strong and scared, capable and confused. The film shows that struggle doesn't negate worth. Even when the mind trembles, the soul remains whole. Healing doesn't begin when we become perfect. It begins when we become aware. Nash does not just see illusions, he believes them, he reacts to them, he suffers inside them. And this reveals a universal truth. The mind projects reality based on perception. Belief becomes experience. Fear becomes evidence. Thought becomes world. We all have illusions, stories we've confused for truth. I'm not enough. I must be perfect. No one understands me. When we believe them, we live them, not because they are real, but because perception paints the world we see. Awakening begins when we question the painter. Nash begins to heal, not when the hallucinations disappear, but when he stops obeying them. This is profound. Healing does not require thoughts to vanish, only that we stop worshipping them. Just like Nash learned not to feed his illusions, we can learn not to feed the fearful voice inside our head. You don't defeat illusion by fighting it. You heal by seeing through it. That is higher awareness. In the film, love becomes Nash's anchor, not logic, not control, not force. Alicia sees the man beneath the illness. She does not abandon him, punish him, or shame him. She holds space for who he is, not what his mind does. And that is what real love is, seeing someone's soul, even when their mind is in chaos. Love heals where judgment cannot. Love returns us to ourselves. Love reminds us of truth, when thought dissolves into noise. When Nash cannot trust his perception, he trusts her presence. Sometimes healing doesn't come from answers, but from being held in love. Nash never fully escapes his hallucinations. They never magically disappear, but he learns to see them without believing them. That is enlightenment. Higher awareness does not mean perfection. It means spaciousness. You may still feel fear, but you are no longer owned by it. You may still hear the ego, but you recognize it as ego. You may still face hardship, but awareness remains larger than the problem. Healing isn't erasing the wound, it's awakening beyond it. Nash's arc shows two versions of the mind. When it is master, chaos. When it is servant, clarity. The goal isn't to destroy thought, but to relate to it differently. When mind bows to awareness, instead of awareness bowing to mind, suffering dissolves. This is the spiritual heart of the film. Awareness is not the thoughts you think, it is the one who sees them. And when awareness becomes your identity, the illusions lose power. A Beautiful Mind is not merely a story about mental illness. It is a story about awakening to perception. It teaches us the mind creates reality. Belief fuels illusion or healing. Awareness, not force, dissolves suffering. Love is a lighthouse when thought becomes a storm. Enlightenment is seeing clearly, not thinking perfectly. You don't need to eliminate every fearful thought. You only need to stop believing the ones that aren't true. Healing begins when you become the witness instead of the prisoner of the mind. That is higher perception. That is inner awakening. That is freedom. Thank you for joining me for this reflection on What a Beautiful Mind movie teaches us about healing and higher awareness. If this message resonates, subscribe to Ascend and Awaken, a life of balance. And in the comments, share. What belief or thought have you learned to see differently in your life? Peace, love, and light to you on your continual spiritual journey.